This is something everybody out there could attest to. Tyrones have never been able to be trusted. Leave them men down there at the jailhouse, ladies, because you're going to be like Sheree. She by herself. Kill the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my key.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video, and we here to discuss Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 episode 5. It's 5. She by herself. Girl, look. Like I said in the intro, y'all can keep playing around with these Tyrones and these Jeromes and all these people down there at the jailhouse, and you're going to be looking like Sheree. Only yours might not be televised. But I hope somebody in the bushes catching it live and streaming so we all can see you by yourself. Leave them men down there at the jailhouse. But let's get into the episode. So the episode opens up, girl. We back at the dinner because remember 2 weeks ago, Sheree had brought out the receipts with the phone. And Sheree pulls out the phone and said, look, baby, I don't have to lie. Look, why would I make this up? Because Drew's on this kick of she feels like Sheree's making this stuff up. Well, Sheree's got receipts. She got receipts. So she comes in with her receipts with her phone and shows pictures of Ralph with Dennis from the assistant saying, hey, I got more tea on them too. And shows it to Drew in her damn face. And then Ralph goes like, well, what? And she goes, yeah. And she's the one who said that you're gay. And he's trying to act like he not gay or give a response like he not gay. And in my mind, I was just like, you better be checking on your man, girl. But Sanya jumps in and feels like the angle was misdirected when Drew was trying to go off on Sheree. Because she was like, Sheree's not the one who said it. It's the assistant. Everybody's sitting up there saying the same thing. Like, you need to put him out. You know what I'm saying? You basically, she's saying, you sticking your neck out for him. But he's the one you need to be side-eyeing. So then Drew apologizes and says, you know what, Sheree, I was wrong. I'm sorry for this, that, and the third. And Sheree asks, well, are you sorry for putting your hands in my face? And she goes, yeah, I'm sorry for putting my hands in your face. So cool. So Ralph is trying to figure out how he get into it because you're a casualty of war and they say you're down there addicted to boys. We the people need to know what the hell going on in the Atlanta streets. But Sheree said he talked about a lot of people and he's even talked about people at this table. Like he's talked about a lot of people. That's just the type of messy he is. But Kenya jumps in and was like, listen, Drew, she never told me, talking about Sheree, never told me anything about you or anybody else. And Sheree jumps in and was like, yeah, because I'm not like you, Drew. I'm going to go straight to you. And I'm not like Candy. I'm not going to go to Candy and then have Candy go running around and spreading the tea to everybody else. And then Candy jumps in and takes responsibility and says, you know what, Sheree? You are right. I'm wrong. I apologize. Now, listen. This is my thing, Sheree. You are the ultimate bone carrier, right? How you get mad at Candy for doing the same thing that you do? Don't you carry bones? You can't turn around and get in your feelings because she ain't tell you. That ain't how it go. The bone carry the bone around to everybody else, Sheree. You can't be cheeky now. You can't be cheeky. You gotta pick a side. You know what I'm saying? You either gonna carry the bone or you gonna throw the bone away. But you can't pick a side, is what I'm saying. So anyway, Sheree feels like Candy's apology was somewhat sincere. And I'm sitting here going, hell, Drew's was not even halfway sincere, but that's my opinion. Kenya gets a text from Mark, and this is what drives me with Kenya. Kenya gets up and walks away all distressed and distraught. Marlo go check on her, find out. Candy pull up on her too, find out. Mark trying to text her to come get the baby. Come pick up the baby. Let me tell you something, Kenya. You just went in on Wreck-It Ralph, as you should. Nothing wrong with that. But how is it that you have so much confidence to speak to Wreck-It Ralph, but when when Mark send your ass a text, it's mum's the word. You distraught. You going through, pains and stuff. I'm confused. Make it make sense. I feel like you have misdirected anger. You need to be telling Mark, kiss your ass. Because see, Mark done called and told you to come pick up the baby. And she was like, well, I want him to have time with his baby. Candy made a good observation. But child, maybe you need to pull back and let Mark be a father. Maybe you need to let him start reaching out. Oh, no, I can never do that. This is Kenya now. Because young girls get their confidence from their fathers, and I want him to be there to instill that in her life. Let me tell you this. You are absolutely right, Kenya. Young girls do get confidence from their fathers. I am a person who grew up with a father who's always told me I was beautiful. Therefore, when a man tells me I'm beautiful, the legs don't just part like the Red Sea. Or I don't just freak out and lose my mind because a man done said I'm beautiful. Been knowing it all my life. Been hearing it from my pa all my life. However, the only part I disagree with you about is, Kenya, you can't force him to do that. He has to want to be there to do that. And this is what we got to do. Stop doing this, black women. Listen. When the men want to be in the children's life, give the men them children. Let them be in their life. If they show hesitance, listen, if he loves his child the way he say he does, he'll come around. But stop trying to force him to do what he should naturally do, which is be a father and be in his daughter's life. The fact that y'all in Brooklyn or in New York or whatever the case may be, and he's playing games talking about come get Brooklyn because he got to work, don't you own the place? I'm confused. Why couldn't you just say, I'm going to take the day off because my daughter in town? That takes nothing. But see, that's not what his priorities are. And you could sit up there and be worried about having a situation like Candy, which was not a good situation because now poor Riley, you know what I'm saying? She don't have no relationship with her dad, but that's not on Riley and that's not on Candy. That's on her dad. Same with your situation. I get it. The intentions are there. I'm all for it. But child, you can keep running behind Mark if you want. You're going to be running a marathon the rest of your life, girl. Let Mark go. Okay? I will not be trying to, baby, please. Shy, please. But anyway, Marlo just said, well, girl, look, have a carrier or somebody go pick up Brooklyn. Just tell them, look, I'm going to have somebody come pick her up. It's nothing. And you just come down and you know, sit down and enjoy the rest of your night. I like that Marco. I like that Marlo and Kenya are getting to be really good friends. I love that for them. I think that they are so much better together than beefing. Because I know they had their stint years ago when they was beefing with Nene on the show, but I like them together. And we get to see the softer side of Marlo, so I'm with that. So as they go sit back at the table, they asking Kenya how Brooklyn doing, and she was like, oh, Brooklyn's fine. So I guess she don't want everybody else at the table to know what the hell's going on. So then somebody turns around and asks Sheree if Tyrone is coming. And she was like, yes, he's going to come. He's on house arrest now, but he's going to come. And she says that he needs to be within a 100-mile radius, and we are now at 94.6 miles, so he will be here. He can't stay at the play. He can't come to the play because it's too late because he got to be inside by a certain time, but he will be seeing us. And in my mind, I was like, girl, I caught it on the blogs when he didn't film with you at all, so okay, fat. Anyway, Sonya says the trip is off to a good start, and Marlo says, pulls Candy and said, look, girl, I'm tired of the sex stuff now. You got to calm down. You got to slow down. All we talking about with you is sex, vibrating draws, pasties. Girl, the girls are tired. We don't need to keep, that's all you got, fat. You ain't got nothing else to talk about. But Candy feels like, girl, look, if you approve, just say that. Like, what's the deal? Like, I'm confused. But, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I feel Marlo on that. Listen, with the right group of girls, Candy, you know, your Toyas and your Monica's and, you know, Tiny's, you know, that group that you hang around, that's a great game to play. But personally, I'm not really into having vibrating panties on around other people's husbands, especially if they can control them. Because listen, it ain't gonna be my fault when he keep buzzing me up. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was appropriate for the crew that you had. Granted, some of them were on board. You got Drew Crazy Ass was on board. Sanya was on board, which is a good thing. Because I thought she was kind of approved. But you got 3 single ladies out there, fat. You got to calm down. But Marlo says, girl, you said you and your man having sex problems. You need to be trying to go down there and sleep with your man. Candy was like, oh, you trying to comfort me. You need to get back to getting some you know what, because you ain't got nothing in a while. And Marlo was just like, girl, look, I said what I said. You and your man get back to screwing. I'm going to need a $500 consultation except for somebody else. But basically, look, she's ready to get paid because she was like, she's tired of being a doggone relationship advisory. As you should, Marlo, because you ain't say nothing wrong. So day 2, everybody getting ready. Marlo in there filling in her edges. She said the edges coming in. Ralph is working out and somehow his arms don't match his belly. Wreck-It Ralph, what in the actual hell is wrong with the fact that your arms are intact, but your belly looks like Drew's? post the surgery. I don't like that. You can't have a dad bod with young man arms. I don't like it. Fix it. You supposed to be dropping it with Drew, ain't you? I ain't like that. But anyway, yeah, I caught that, Ralph. I ain't like it. But yeah, so Kenya's got Brooklyn. She's asking Brooklyn how was her time with her daddy, and Brooklyn is so cute. She was like, oh, we had ice cream. I said, oh, she's so cute. But Sonya's talking to her man, and she said she needs to check in with Kenya because she wants to see if Kenya's okay. So Candy's meeting with her producers, and the producers are letting her know, look, girl, the sales is going up fast. You got people coming back to Broadway, girl. The people are going to be back at Broadway. You got people coming from Atlanta, Texas, and all these other places coming to see these plays. Girl, you're doing good. And Candy is excited because, Candy is worried about meeting her coin now. She needs to make a profit. That's what this shit is all about. So Kenya and Sonya go for a walk, girl. So, okay. Kenya and Sonya go for a walk. And Kenya's happy to be in New York. And Sonya lets us know that her and her husband was there for 7 years because he played for the New York Giants, and he actually won 2 Super Bowls down there. And she was like, girl, I was popping it on him. When he won, I was like, as you should, girl. I would open up all the floods, okay? But she was letting everybody know that she was proud of her husband, and as you should, because both, keep in mind, these are both top top athletes at the end of the day. These ain't no BS athletes we talking about. I'm talking about Sanya and her husband. So shout out to Sanya's husband for that. What is his name? Ross. Shout out to him for that. She asked Kenya what happened last night, and Kenya, for some odd reason, felt open enough to tell her, because Kenya don't be spilling her tea to everybody. But Kenya lets her know, girl, look, Mark is over there tripping, and he always trying to make her feel like she's doing wrong, and that he's basically gaslighting her. And she says, and speaking of gaslighting, now I feel bad for going in on Ralph. Kenya, don't feel bad. You did a good job. I understand it's the right thing to do, but some people need it. Don't feel bad. But anyway, she wants to give Ralph an apology, and I'm asking myself, why? Don't do that. Please don't. But Sanya said Drew has some responsibility in that too. Sanya basically like, girl, look, it ain't just on Ralph. It's on Drew too. She was like, because every time we start talking, she just start acting like she don't know. And Kenya says it's typical of her to act like that. Sanya brings up the dropping it with Drew thing and says that Drew's got this dropping it with Drew thing, and she don't understand because Drew don't work out. And listen, we all know dads. Kenya's whole issue is, well, how the hell is she gonna have a dropping it with Drew when the doctor done cut her stomach open and gave her a new one? Who we dropping it with? Is it with you or the doctor, Drew? That's basically what Kenya's trying to say. But Sonya's whole thing is she likes Drew, but she's just not really liking the way she's moving right now. And all the stuff she's getting into, putting her hands in Sheree face and all that stuff. That's really not her cup of tea. And, Kenya was just like, girl, look, that's classic Drew. She threw it off. We all knew that, though. You ain't have to ask me. Anyway, let's move to the next scene. So, Sheree is FaceTiming Candy. And Candy's first question is, where the hell is Tyrone? Because remember, this is day 2. Well, Sheree goes on to say, he can't come today, but he'll be here. Maybe y'all will see him another time. And Candy was just like, how the hell, what? She was just like, girl, what? Why can't he come? And she hollers because it's a 100-mile radius. He got 94 miles. It's 94.6 miles to the venue or to where they at, and he don't want to risk it. It's still within 100 miles. I'm confused. As long as you leave an ample amount of time prior to your curfew, I don't understand what's wrong. Like, you could have came for breakfast for that matter. I'm confused. But, yeah, I feel like at this point, Sheree is making excuses. And, yeah, that's where I'm getting from this. We move to the next scene. It's the day of the play. Now, they go out to dinner. Candy's, of course, got the pre-selected menu. I don't like that. Let me order what I want. But anyway, if it's free, go ahead on. And Marlo says, basically, styling has made her humble. Marlo was just like, look, girl, being a stylist has really made me humble. I'm working with people. I'm serving people. So then Drew asked if she do people with film and TV. And she was like, girl, yes, I style all your faves. I ain't going to say their names, but you got to know I style them. And at this point, I was like, Marlo, this one you should have name dropped, if, in fact, it is true. But we're going to leave that there fact. She says that she styled a lot of people that everybody knows. Candy says, well, it was more than styling when you was dealing with Jazzy Faye. And then she was like, oh, that was my little boo. And they do a little flashback of him popping up at the studio with Candy and all this stuff. And she asked Candy if Candy had set that up for him to come in. And she was just like, no. Let me tell y'all something. I've been out in the Atlanta streets a lot. And when I tell you Jazzy Faye is that dude that's going to be in the club, chilling, walking up next to you at the bar to get a drink, What's up? Jazzy Faye is so cool. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think he was kind of Marlo's cup of tea, but then depending on how much money he got, it makes sense. So, you know, I thought that was cute. Go ahead on, but like Marlo said, I was gonna deal with him, but I wasn't gonna be number 2. He had an old lady. Wasn't about to be number 2. So I had to keep it moving, as you should. So now they play a game, and Kenya asked the most famous person, who hit on you. Ty was like, oh, don't make me beat nobody up. Ty, your little bitty ass ain't gonna beat nobody up. But Candy lets us know she was in a relationship with Gerald Levert, and I forgot that. I didn't think about that till she said it again. She sure was and said they got a song that they did together, but she just ain't never put it out. It's sitting on her hard drive. Go ahead on, Candy. That was a fine man. Oh, Lord. Gerald Levert. Loving me some him. But, Drew decides to jump in for what I don't know and say she had a thing with a certain NBA king, a king of the NBA. And he used to bring her, he sent her a drink or something at first when she met him. Then he used to fly her out to the games. And before the games, he was listening to her music. And somebody getting a confessional was like, what music? And we all asking the same thing. And we all know ain't but one king of the NBA right now. And it's LeBron. And who that was? Was that Kenya got in a confessional? Or was it Sheree was like, oh, well, wasn't he dating his wife since like high school? Like, when did all of this happen? Girl, look. Like Sheree said, not Sheree, like Kenya said, she meant Laquan. Drew. You can keep messing with people that Savannah ought to come down there and slap the shit out of you for even mentioning her man name on no national syndicated television show. You done lost your rabbit ass mind talking about this was before he was married. How was before he was married? When was this? When he was in high school? Girl, have several. And then furthermore, you not giving me his type. You just not. I'm sorry. You just don't give me the type of woman that he gonna go out and risk his marriage on. You kind of slow. You're lucky you got Drew. I mean, Ralph, girl. You're lucky you got him. Say what I said, but like Kenya said, she must have meant Laquan. So Marlo lets everybody know that Gene Simmons got at her. And they at the table acting like they don't know who it is. And like Marlo said, baby, gather yourself together, fat. He bigger than everybody at this table. And if anybody know anything about any music, you got to know Gene Simmons is that dude. Gene Simmons was like the king of rock. Like, forever. Like, he's probably one of the biggest names in the industry all across the board. Period. Put some respect on Marlo's name. And then Kenya gets in her confessional was like, that makes sense because ain't he, 30, 40 years older than her? That's about right. I said, oh, Lord. But that was a good read, Kenya. So then Kenya lets us know about her dancing that Prince tried to hit on her, or whatever the case may be. Now, these people acting like they don't believe it, but listen, y'all got to remember now, Kenya was Miss America. And Kenya was and is a bad bitch. Don't get it twisted. Kenya is that girl. So I believe it. And then, Prince had his thing with his women. He loved beautiful women. I believe it. I believe they seen each other somewhere and he got at her. I believe it 100%. Kenya, I believe you, girl. Drew sits up there and hollers, oh, I need to read this memoir because I know it's going to be all full of lies because I ain't no way Gene Simmons was Prince was hollering at Kenya. Drew, you are a walking pathological liar. What are you saying? You are the most lioness person that a lion ever seen. Girl, bye. Anyway, so now somebody asked Sheree West Tyrone that, and at this point, Sheree just telling people the boy ain't coming. But anyway, Sheree says, oh, he's not gonna make it, but maybe another time. But she lets them know that she's going to Philly. So she tries to gloss and go over something else, and then Kenya asks what happened, and Sheree was like, no. Drew jumped in and was like, he's not coming, that's fine, but you're going to Philly to see him, so it's cool. I was just like, see, Sheree, I'm catching on to you, fat. You know that boy ain't coming. You know he ain't coming, but you don't want to look crazy. So, you going down to Philly. We'll see. Let's move to the next scene. Candy gives them instructions to let them know to put their drawers on, their vibrating drawers for tonight. And you have us got about an hour and a half to get ready. The play ain't waiting on us. If you ain't ready, you're getting left. So now Kenya upstairs rushing. Everybody down there getting ready. Candy gets on the bus. And Marlo tried to fake like she was buzzing. Her underwear was buzzing. And Candy knew right away she was lying. Candy was like, girl, you ain't even got the underwear on. Stop acting crazy. Candy says Marlo is used to faking it because she's been dating an old white man for a long time. Fact. I ain't even gonna lie. But they do a vibrating check. Sonya got hers on. Sonya digs her hands in her pants to fix her vibrator to get it where it's supposed to be. And in my mind, I watched that hand go from them drawers to the rest of the bus in the seat, and I was like, you nasty heifer. At least sanitize. We don't want to have your juices all over us. I ain't like that saying. You wash your goddamn hands. But saying starts vibrating, and guess who's doing it? Wreck-It Ralph. You know he always find a way to cheat. He got to always find a way to cheat. And look at you. Who's doing that? What happened? Who's doing that? Your husband, girl. That's who's over there vibrating somebody else's cooch. You need to look at him and go get him. Get your man. So Kenya gets on the bus and was like, girl, I ain't got them undies on. I ain't about to be around nobody man with no vibrating drawers and they can vibrate my drawers. As you shouldn't. So they get close to the venue and the producer gets on the bus and was like, look, they got a roll closure up here. Would y'all rather wait and risk being late for the play, or would you get out to walk? They was like, well, let's just get out and walk. Marlo was me, child. Marlo went got her a bike, as you should. Marlo rented her a bike to get on down there because Marlo wasn't about to walk. Ain't about to be me neither, I'm sorry. Especially in no doggone hills. So now they all gets to the play, and they come out of the play, and they get back on the bus. Ross says he can relate to every character of the play, and the play is called something about black men, girl. I don't even know, but he says he can relate to every character on the play. Drew was like, I was about to cry, and then Marlo starts talking about the guy in the play that was staying home to take care of his mom or whatever the case may be. It was giving very bro vibes, but you know, whatever. The play was good. That's what they said. But Kenya said the play was basically about what black men should be and can be, and how they was represented on stage. She's you know, she that was the whole point of the play. But you know, Kenya's proud of Candy. She's very proud of that. That Candy was able to showcase black men in a high regard because they haven't been looking good on social media. But that's my point. Anyway, Candy is glad to share the whole play with them and let them know they're going back to the hotel. Go put your pajamas on. We're going to all go sit down and have a little key and a cocktail. So, okay. Sheree and Kenya are at the pajama party first, and they start to have a conversation, right? So Sheree asked Kenya if she was wearing the panties, and Kenya was like, girl, I'm not wearing no vibrating drawers for nobody's husband to be messing with me. And look at Sheree. Well, let me go ahead and take mine off. No, Sheree, keep them on. You want somebody's husband to vibrate you too, or Candy. Girl, keep them on. Don't do that. Don't act crazy now. Keep them drawers on. Marlo arrives. So after Marlo arrives and lets out a loud burp sounding like a man, they asked her, do she do that around her men? And she said, girl, I ain't even got no man. Kenya makes the statement like, you don't ever burp around your man, pass gas, or use the bathroom. You always do it when he's not around. I'm like that. That's just me. But Marlo said, child, please, I have William or Michael or one of them come give me some tissue while I'm sitting on the toilet. That's my mama. That's how my mama is. She's definitely like that. Kenya asks where Ralph was from, and they all say Jersey. And Marlo brings up the fact that she thinks they have a weird relationship. They do. They absolutely do, Marlo. Yeah, Kenya brings up that he calls Drew liars all the time, and then Marlo was like, girl, she do be lying. And actually believes the lies. That's the gag about it. But they start to pull up the phone because they talk about dropping it with Drew. Sheree brings, not Sheree, was it Kenya? Kenya brings up dropping it with Drew to the girls. And Marlo picks up the phone to try to look up the website. Because keep in mind, remember, Marlo feels like, girl, how you got dropping it with Drew and you got your stomach cut on? Huh? So, girl, they put up the website. The first homepage came up. But, child, when they went to doggone click on it, it said denied, girl. It said the shit don't even exist. And now Marlo was like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Now, Marlo says, baby, the archive works. I don't know about nobody else. She said that in her confessionals. Kenya says on her Kenya Moore hair care product line, all you gotta do is one click of the button and your products will be at your door. Okay, and then Sheree got up there and drove me crazy by saying when She by Sheree get up, it's gonna be available summer, winter, spring, and fall. Sheree, we have waited 40 days and 40 nights in each season for 40 years. We don't want to see it. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to find it. Now listen, you already had us wait 20 years on that house. And I give it to you. That house was cold as cheese. That house was a bad you know what. But we not waiting no more years on She by Sheree. You had the fashion show with no fashions. You're sitting up there talking about what She by Sheree gonna be. We ain't seen a bra top or a sock. We don't want to see She by Sheree. She by Sheree should be she is gone. She is done. She is fed up fat. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see it. Unless you're going to have Naomi Campbell walking out in a doggone jogger, we don't want to see it. Because She by Sheree been in the making for 25 years. People done had churn and raised churn from She by Sheree's inception. And we still waiting on She by Sheree. Sheree, you tried it. I love you, girl, but you tried it. We don't want you to leave She by Sheree where it's at. You ain't even had to bring that up. Anyway, so everybody else starts to walk in as all of this is happening. Kenya makes it a note to apologize to Ralph. She was like, because regardless of anything, I came at you wrong. I apologize. He goes, yeah, because sometimes I'm misunderstood. Boy, shut up. See, Kenya, that's why you shouldn't apologize. But anyway, Todd takes the guys outside because Todd don't want to hear all that mushy shit. Kenya opens up the floor for anybody else who had any grievances they wanted to air out or any apologies. And Sonya takes this time to open up and tell Drew, hey girl, I don't really like the way you be moving. But the only thing is Sonya don't know how to really articulate her thoughts, right? So Sonya was like, girl, so basically how you been doing with Sheree, with the hands in the face and da-da-da. And Drew was sitting there going like, girl, what? Like, what? Drew's whole thing is, we be together all the time. I just was picking you up as an accident. Why you didn't tell me then? Like, you was just in my room. Why you didn't tell me then? Saying said because you always have 85 people in your room. She got a bigger entourage than doggone Beyonce. And for the life of me, why does Drew have all these people around her? What does she do? What does she do that require to have all these people around her? You giving Ralph more people to sleep with, fat. Keep all these people about your stuff. Oh, you pay for hotel rooms too? What the hell does Drew do for a living where she can pay all these people? Anyway, so Sanya's trying to explain herself. Candy got in her confession and said, girl, next time write it down. Because you just don't know how to articulate yourself. But I guess what Sanya was getting to was, girl, look, I normally ride or die for my friends. And I feel like I'm not being a good friend because I ain't really agreeing with what the hell you doing, Fat. You doing the most, not the less, the most. And Drew doesn't understand. But you know what, Sanya, let it go. I wouldn't even try to doggone let her understand because it ain't even worth it. Marlo then brings up the fact that Kenya wanted to try to sign up for Drop It with Drew. And Kenya was like, bitch, what I got to do with this? Well, anyway, look at Drew so slow. Oh my God, well, thank you. No, girl, it was shade. Because Marlo said, Fat, the website don't work. And she's no, it works. And she goes, no, it literally, pull it up. It literally says that something went wrong or whatever. And then she goes, oh, you know what? It crashed. Look at Marlo holler. Yeah, because they had all them people trying to get on there. And Kenya in the corner rolling her eyes so hard to the back of her head, she thought she was going into a seizure. I'm sitting here in my living room rolling my eyes in the back of my head because I can't believe this girl is that stupid as to think people really is going to believe everything she say. Listen, this is the point. Drew is a pathological liar. Pathological. She does it so much, I don't even think that she realizes she's lying when she's lying. It rolls off of her tongue. Drew is a pathological liar. The producer even gets her in the doggone confessional and asks her how much is it to sign up for Drop It with Drew. She calls her assistant and Jackie or whatever her name is, and the assistant said, well, child, look, I gotta get to an app first. We ain't even got no app. Oh, see, yeah, we making an app. See what I mean? See how fast it rolls off her tongue? Drew, have several. We don't believe you. But at the end of the day, Kenya and Sheree have very valid claims or very valid briefs with you with this drop it with Drew because these girls actually work out. Like, they work out, especially Sheree. And you around here selling these diet 20 pounds in 21 days and all this stuff. And look at her, yeah, because people lose 100 pounds. It don't matter, Fat. You went and got your stomach done. You didn't drop it with Drew. You dropped it with the doctor. Make it make sense. When she goes, well, I only got a tummy tuck because I had medical issues. I had a hernia, and then I had endometriosis. I had mesothelioma. The bitch was naming shit I ain't even know what it was. And for the life of me, I'm sitting here saying, Drew, you could, look, the power is in the tongue. I hope that is true. If you did, in fact, have all of that, I hope it is true. Because if it's not, you're going to put all that stuff up on you. Number one. And number two, Drew, you're still shaped like SpongeBob. You're still shaped like a square Fat. I'm tired of getting Drew together at this point. Because you know what? I think Drew likes to be got together at this point. That's the only thing I can see. She likes to be gotten together. Because this don't even make no sense, Drew. You can't have a program of people losing weight, according to you, hundreds of pounds. But you ain't lost a pound off your own program. Make it make sense. somebody out there in TV land make it make sense, because it really doesn't. But then she starts to holler, well, we got offices, or we got workout places in Atlanta and in Chicago, and then we got meal preps. She's showing them the meal preps and all this stuff. All this time is happening. Tyrone decides to FaceTime Sheree. So Sheree gets up and say, girl, yeah, all that's cute and whatnot, but just know I should be the one with a workout program, because all this is natural and is. Sheree a bad bitch. I say what I say. She's a bad bitch. Is. So Sheree gets up to do her FaceTime thing with Tyrone. Drew over there showing everybody the meal plans, child. Marlo goes over there and gets on the FaceTime with Tyrone. Tyrone letting them know he trying to move down to Atlanta and be around there. But we all saying, Tyrone, why you ain't on the camera? You on the phone on the camera, but you ain't on the camera. The people need to know what the hell's going on. So then all the girls gather around Sheree FaceTiming this man who ain't about to show up. And for the life of me, I'm like, Tyrone, this one I didn't appreciate with you. If you wasn't going to show up, why you calling her? Why you talking to her every day? You could have cut it off long before she even got there. But that was dirty on your part. Leave these men in the gutter where you found them. Leave them back at the prison cells. Said what I said. Girl, Marlo told Drew instead of dropping with Drew, it should be keep it 100 with Drew. Because people just be wanting you to keep it 100. AKA stop lying. That's basically what Marlo was saying. But anyway, we moved to the last scene. Sheree's going down there to meet Tyrone in Philly. She had a driver drive her an hour and a half away to go meet Tyrone in Philly. She gets down there. She sits down. She has her little coffee. She ordered her little tea or whatever the case. The waiter came outside. She said, I'm expecting somebody. The waiter went back inside, brought her tea, asked if the man got there. He ain't never got there. The waiter went inside, came back outside, asked her, girl, is your man here yet? She still said he's still not here. She trying to figure out what the hell going on. It's been 30 minutes. She calls her daughter and asks her daughter, because as she started calling, Tyrone ain't answering, but then it starts going from ringing to busy. So she calls her daughter and tells her daughter she had been waiting there for 30 minutes. And say that she never, he never showed up, and he's typically on time. So she's kind of like, curious or wondering what the hell's going on. So then she asked the daughter, what does it mean when the phone rings and then it goes busy? The daughter said, that means you blocked, fat. You mean to tell me he blocked you on camera? Oh, no. So, girl, she's trying to call and call. He not answering. Producer comes in and say, girl, look, Tyrone told us that he can't come around here because you violated his probation. She goes, how am I violating his probation or parole or whatever it is he on? And she was like, we eat out all the time. I'm confused. Either way, the producer said, well, he ain't going to make it, fat. So this is an hour and 34 minutes in. An hour and 34 minutes you sat at this thing. You ain't even getting nothing to eat. You sitting there drinking your tea looking crazy. So she decides to FaceTime Kenya, which was the best idea because Kenya was super supportive. And somebody told me that Kenya in real life is not like the character she is on the show. She's actually a really great person. I believe that because I'm starting to see that side of her this season. But Kenya basically uplifts her and say, hey, look, girl, your intuition's all right. Always trust them. This is strike one. And Sheree was like, no, this is strike 50 because she's embarrassed. She couldn't believe that this man did her like that. And personally, Sheree, I can't believe he did you like that neither. That's dirty. He would never hear from me a day again in his life. Like Sheree said, all the time she done spent with him, she done did all of these things. She's been loyal to him, held him down, put all that money on his books, got him noodles, got him extra trays in the prison, made sure he had, breakfast and honey buns. And you gonna do this to me? You're out of pocket. And Sheree, let this be a lesson to you and all the women out there who want to jolt these men down there in the prison cell. See, when they in prison, they give you the world because they ain't got the world. They speaking off of what they want, what they lacking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But when they get out, they act a fool like that. Leave them men down in the prison cells where you found them. Leave them. They ain't no good to you. I don't care if an anomaly comes out and a bitch said it's been happily ever after. Congrats. Leave the prison men's down there at the prisons. Stop trying to make these men husbands, boyfriends. That's not who they are. They're criminals. How they say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, you can't turn a prisoner into a boyfriend, fad. It's easy. Leave them men down there behind the clanks to leave them. you're gonna be looking like Sheree. So either way, Kenya offers her a flight to get home, and she said, well, girl, I was already flying home tonight anyway. I'm gonna just go ahead on. Kenya said, strut your sexy ass down that airport as you should, and just don't call them. And she was like, I'm not gonna call them. And she was like, good, don't call them. Girl, just get on home and take note of it. So now Sheree gets off the phone. Check, please. And she's sitting there. And you know what's worse? What made me feel the worst about Sheree? Sheree cried. Sheree cried. She was like, I'm trying not to cry, but I feel stupid. I feel dumb. I feel ignorant. I feel all these horrible things. Sheree, you've given too much to a person that don't deserve it. That's just that. You have given too much to a person that does not deserve it. As women, we've all been there. But this one had more clear signs than a lie. He's a prisoner, girl. Once he was locked away for them many years, girl, you should have moved on. If he was going to come back after prison and try to do right by you, that would have been something he would have done. It had nothing to do with you trying to make that happen because and hold him down. See, y'all want to be like Monica and C Murder. Hold you down. Well, look what happened when you held him down. He got away. I feel bad for you, Sheree, but you got this. Take the L. Take the L. I think you're more embarrassed than anything, but take the L. Anyway, after she got her check and wiped her nose from snotting and crying, the episode went off. Girl, look, that was the end of it. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Sheree, keep your head up like Tupac. Kenya, you was right by not wanting to wear vibrating panties because Wreck-It Ralph was definitely going to have your cooch on. You know what I'm saying? Candy, stop giving everybody the vibrating drawers. Everybody don't want to do that. Kenya, I seen next episode, your mama is with the shits. I'm here for it. Who else did I miss? Kenya, I'm loving you. I never thought I'd love you. Never disliked you, but never really liked you. Kenya, I'm loving you. I'm loving this new Kenya. Keep that up. Yeah, that's about it. Candy, I don't know, girl. I don't even know. Drew, just go lay down. Just go lay. That's my only advice for Drew. Go lay. Drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you hoes later. Bye.